When I was 14, I began my struggle with mental health, battling anxiety and depression on a daily basis. For 3 years, I tried to hide the panic attacks, hide the depressive episodes, and hide the fact that I felt so broken. Admitting something was wrong was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But during my junior year of high school, I opened up to my mother, and I decided to begin therapy. But I felt ashamed, I felt judged, and I felt small. I tried to hide my therapy visits. I didn't want my friends to know, and I didn't want my extended family to know. So there was one therapist, and after many months with no improvements, there was another, and then another. Nothing seemed to be helping. So I sought out help through medication. But taking medication felt just as shameful as therapy to me. I ended up spending more time hiding than I did living, because it was easier to hide away in my room than to face the world. However, senior year brought about my acceptance into my dream university, Boston College, and soon I found myself 3 states away from my family and friends, and I knew no one. I had felt alone while I was at home, but now I felt totally isolated. Freshman year brought about another new medication and another new therapist, and still no improvements. But now I was drowning in college work. I was just trying to keep my GPA afloat enough to stay in the nursing program here. But my mental health was severely hindering my ability to complete my daily activities. I was in pain, but at the same time, I was completely numb. It had been months since I had even felt an emotion, and I was just going through the daily motions, continuously trying to hide the struggle I felt on the inside from everybody around me. It was at this point when things really took a turn for the worst. I began to hide my ultimate secret. I was harming myself. And this was rock bottom for me. And when I hit bottom hard. It took until the summer going into my sophomore year to finally say enough was enough. I was exhausted from hiding. So I stopped hiding. I was honest with those around me, but most importantly, I was honest with myself. I suffer from mental health disorders. I finally realized the truth. My mental illnesses don't make me crazy or broken. They make me strong and fearless. I began to take steps to help myself. I agreed to go back to a new therapist, even though I was skeptical about the effectiveness of therapy. My skepticism quickly faded after just one visit. I decided to begin a new major. I was very nervous about this at first, but after my internal transfer was complete, a huge pressure was lifted off of my shoulders. I was happy. I had finally made decisions that prioritized my happiness, and that made all the difference in the world. I then realized that it wasn't that I was too broken to get help. It was that I hadn't found my therapist yet. This is when I realized maybe one therapist doesn't work for you. Maybe 5 therapists don't work for you. Maybe that one medication doesn't help. But that's because everybody's different, and you have to keep looking, because you will find help and you will find support. It was also this time that I realized the stigma that had been holding me back for years was irrelevant. I thought that if people knew I suffered from anxiety and depression, they wouldn't want to be my friend. I thought that if people knew I was in therapy, they would think I was crazy. But it was the opposite. I began to tell people my story, my whole story, and the support I received was beyond my wildest dreams. And I realized that not all people may have the same strong support system that I was fortunate enough to have. But that's why I speak out now. I speak for those who haven't found their voice. I speak for those who feel that they're alone, and I'm here to tell them that they aren't. Mental health doesn't define you. Mental illnesses don't have a type, and you never know who is struggling. So always be kind, reach out, ask for help, and help end the stigma against mental health. Thank you.